If you look at ships from 80 years ago, battleships in particular, they rock these ginormous cannons in spades, sometimes with half a dozen on each end. Despite today's ships having greater power capacity, they mostly contain just one cannon though, and of a rather depreciated size. But as I keep telling my wife, it's not about the size, but about how you use it. So, why the change? When battleships were the mainstay of naval fleets, the upper limit of range for engagement was effectively the visual range of the ship, and battleships were thus able to hit out to the furthest ranges with their massive cannons. Moreover, in the era of shore bombardments, the battleship offered an immense amount of munitions to bombard the enemy from sea at a distance. But then came these guys, changing the game for battleships and other similarly gunned vessels forever. Bombers launched from Navy vessels offered a far greater range than even the most impressive battleship cannons, and did so with far greater accuracy, with battleships not even achieving a 5% accuracy at their furthest ranges. Moreover, replacing bombers was far more efficient than replacing ships with giant cannons, and could be launched far more plentifully than the cannons of a battleship, in terms of raw numbers of munitions launched at the enemy. And they did so faster, where a battleship could take half a dozen hours to reach a target a couple hundred miles away, a fleet of bombers was able to reach that same target in just a fraction of the time. And if this itself didn't seal the fate of the large cannoned Navy ship, the introduction of the anti-ship missile essentially sealed their fate and made them go the way of the cassette tape. With the Harpoon, for example, able to rock over 150 kilometers in range, and many newer cruises like the RBS-15 reaching up to 300 kilometers, this effectively made it a death sentence for large and capable Navy vessels to get anywhere within the ranges of each other necessary for cannons to be useful. As a result, the cannons you see on Navy vessels today are largely single cannons of usually 127mm caliber that target more local threats, useful and efficient against a Somali pirate, but not so much against a modern destroyer.
आज कौन सा ट्रेड लेना है?